corruption versus assistance. Assistance is something that you extend, you give help to a person without expecting something in return. Whereas corruption is something where when you give something, you expect something in return. So that's a bit different between corruption and assistance.
I see.
Well, the key difference lies in the intent and outcome. Corruption is about abusing power for personal gain. It involves things like bribery, fraud, and favoritism, and it undermines trust and fairness. Assistance, on the other hand, is genuine support given ethically and transparently without expecting anything in return or compromising integrity. In simple terms, assistance lifts others up while corruption drags everyone down, including system.
To fight corruption, we need to foster a culture of harness and transparency. This means having clear rules and regulation, making sure everyone follows them and punishing those who don't. We also need to encourage people to speak up. If they say something wrong, it takes courage, but it is essentially for a fair and just society.
Absolutely. I think there are several steps we can take to increase integrity and also decrease corruption. For example, firstly, establish a clear policies and guidelines so everyone knows the rules and expectation. Secondly, regular training and awareness sessions are crucial to educate employees about ethics and integrity. And thirdly, encouraging whistleblowing is a key. Employees should feel safe reporting any unethical behavior. And audits and monitoring system like internal audit, ISO audits, external financial audits help keep everything in check. And the last one, of course, leadership by example is very critical. When leaders consistently act with integrity, it sets a tone for everyone else.
Integrity matter in education, right? The thing is, we as teachers, we need to be true to ourselves. And when you are true to yourself, you'll be true to your students. And remember, as a teacher, you are preparing children for life, for their life later. So if you don't teach them the correct things, you'll be doing the wrong things. So you will not be giving them the correct moral principles in life for them. So they'll be doing something wrong and you will have to face the consequence of it because you taught them the wrong thing.
As a post-mission staff, maintaining integrity means always following company rules, like using company resources properly and treating some customer fairly. If I see something wrong, I report it.
Integrity issues touches nearly every aspect of life and in all professions. But an example in my field, I will quote a small example. Let's talk about performance. At the end of the year, you have to rate or grade or give a performance rating to your staff. There are instances where staff would like to do something in return for a good rating from the bosses. It's a small example, but it takes place. In nearly every field or profession. So it's a small example where I think you could relate better as a student.
In Malay, there's a proverb that says, "Bapak borek anak rintih." This may be the gist for being inherited by the subordinates in forms of corruptions. Nevertheless, as per the Maslow theory, the motivation at various levels could be different. It could be due to Maybe those in a higher hierarchy on the Maslow theory, people would like to be lavish in their lifestyle, and possibly for those in lower pyramid, in the lower pyramid of the Maslow theory, basically those are in a financial position, in a dire financial position that to meet the needs, and these could be all the factors that causes people to be corrupt or not to have to lose their integrity. By the way, it's not easy to profile people involved in corruptions. I do believe everyone notes that even we have notable people in the highest position in the country that was indicted or was charged for integrity issue and for corruptions. Greed has no boundaries, regardless to skin colors, race, no religions, neither whether it's rich or poor. What is important for one is to have courage to resist the temptation, else, as I mentioned earlier, it could be addictive. Thank you.
Based on recent big cases that involve the leadership of our country, I believe our younger generation, they will take integrity issues as a big issue, not a small issue, because it involves leadership of a country, and it involves the reputation of a country. And one of the ways where we can overcome this is to go back to our Jalan Agama, Islam. That's always, that's the best. Islam is din of life, it's a way of life. So let's go back to Islam and then practice this, be a good Muslim. So inshallah we can overcome this.
Corruption can happen to anyone, but people who are greedy, lack strong moral value, or are easily influenced might be more likely to get involved.
Okay, thank you.
Well, that's a great question. What type of people will be involved in corruption? I think corruption can potentially tempt anyone, but certain factors make some individuals more prone to it. For instance, people who facing financial difficulties might see it's an easy option or easy solution to or easy way out of their financial problem. Or individuals in position of power also can fall into corruption if they believe they are beyond accountability or are willing to take risks. Additionally, the work environment also plays a significant role, whereby when corruption it seems normalized or there's a lack of consequences, people may think it's simply how things operate and they feel safe to do it, which is incorrect, right? Hence, this is why fostering a culture of transparency and accountability, a good system, is so important. It helps deter unethical behavior and ensure everyone feels empowered and supported to act with integrity.